Hello Blizzard fans, this is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Blizzard upload. This is a game between EnderWiggin and CrAnK on Orbital Shipyard. Let's bring their names up and introduce the players. In the bottom left of Orbital Shipyard we have the red Zerg player, EnderWiggin, from one of my favorite books of all time, Ender's Game. And you may have actually seen the movie that was made last year. I don't feel like it lives up to the book, but hey, what movie actually does? And on the top right of Orbital Shipyard, we have the red, rather blue Terran player. It is CrAnK, with a capital A, a capital C, and a capital K. So just kind of alternating the capitals there. Always very fun. There's a word for that. What is that? Alternating capitals in a sentence or in a word. Can't remember. If you know what it is, let me know in the comments. Alright, so ZBT here is a little bit different in Legacy of the Void than it is in Heart of the Swarm. If you've been watching some of my Heart of the Swarm replays, you have Liberators, which a lot of Zerg players absolutely hate. You have Lurkers, which you can handle bio fairly well. And so things are a lot different than they were back in the day. We do have a scouting drone. Hooray for EnderWiggin! I love scouting drones. Aw, didn't actually get in, but that's okay. You tried. Gonna get up here and get some harass on. But again, even just seeing there's a barracks here instead of like a command center first play tells you something. So get that scout out, see what information you can get, and if that's all you can do, send the drone back home, get it back to work. You didn't lose much of anything. So going 15 hatch into a 14 pool, it looks like, or rather not 15, 14, but whatever it is in Legacy of the Void, the numbers I actually should try to learn those. But going hatch first into pool and not quite any gas yet, which is interesting. The Reaper is on the way for CrAnK, so that Reaper's going to be here very, very soon. I don't think we're actually going to have any lings to deal with it when it first arrives. Maybe it will. Spawning pool is building a little bit faster than I expected it to be entirely honest, but either way, that is a-okay. Third base now coming up for EnderWiggin. Okay, Ender's playing a little bit greedy here against this Terran player that is still on one base. This could not end very well for our friend EnderWiggin. CrAnK might be able to punish this if things do not go down in a very specific kind of way. Making a queen here, making a queen here. No. Instead making drones. So we're not even actually making any lings at all. Where on earth is this Reaper? Here he is. Moving across the map at the speed of sound with a jetpack on his back. Comes up the ramp, says, wait a second, is there a base here? There's a base being built here. What on earth? I'm going to try to shoot it with my guns. Again, not doing a lot of damage. 4 damage, 2 attacks, so 8 damage per kind of volley there on that hatchery. We'll never actually manage to kill it before it pops, I don't think. Maybe 2 Reapers? The Reapers are kind of bouncing, doing a dance back and forth there. Finally deciding to go up on into the base. There are some lings here now. KD8 charges being dropped. Do not hit anything whatsoever. But here we come again. The lings don't have speed. Speed's not even on the way. So KD8 charge knocks back the queen, knocks back the lings, accidentally knocks back one of the Reapers as well. So KD8 charge is very dangerous. Boom! Oh! Killing 4 of the lings. Throwing them into the air. Ah, that was kind of fun to see. Are we going to do it again? KD8 charge into the mineral line. Boom! Knocks back the workers. They go back to work like nothing actually happened. There are 3 queens here now, but KD8 charge knocking back one of the queens. Again, does 10 damage, so kind of tickles, but can actually kill lings if they're not careful. Look at this. Whoop, one of them dies. It is below 10 health, so it ends up dead there, 10 or equal. Another KD8 charge on top of these queens pushes them back. This is actually super annoying. Is this a mass Reaper play? It is. 3 more Reapers on the way for CrAnK. KD8 charges being thrown out like they are candy. And I guess they are because they're basically free. They don't take energy or anything. It's just a cooldown. So here we come again. Boosh! Big hit on all those lings. No speed at all. Roach Warren on the way for EnderWiggin. He's going to try to deal with these Reapers with roaches. But man, it just seems like they're going to be so far away at this point. No gas being mined at all for Ender. Ender, be so careful. Yikes, look at this. KD8 charge again. These lings have to be so careful with this KD8 charge being thrown down. Dodging back and forth. This is super micro-intensive for both player. And yeah, nothing going on back in CrAnK's space except just mass Reaper. They don't do extra damage to buildings like they used to back in the day. So again, this will take a while to take this third base down. But I think EnderWiggin might realize this is a one-base play. Not even really try to save the third and just try to get some roaches out. But nope. Instead is trying to come out here with the queens, blocking off the ramp as well, which might not be a good choice. Those Reapers can get into the main base here and kill a ton of drones if they recognize that all the queens are out here. So queens actually might be able to take down a couple of these Reapers, but KD8 charge is everywhere. They do hit friendly targets. This is actually kind of amazing. More KD8 charges? No, just basically trying to melt these Zerglings the old-fashioned way with their guns. Trying to take down these Queens, and they're going to be able to do it. Wow! Reapers taking down Queens. Combat drugs kicking in as well. Roaches on the way. Ooh, kind of catching a few of these Reapers on the cliff's edge, but they do not end up dead. KD8 charges taking out a ton of Lings as well. 35 Lings have died so far, ladies and gentlemen. 35 is a very big number. Where are those Roaches? Here they are. Roaches coming from that second base. Going to chase these guys away. Again, because they don't do much damage against Roaches. Roaches do have pretty good range. Another KD8 charge does kind of tickle them, but Roaches have more hit points than Lings do. So they can kind of withstand those charges a little bit better than you would expect. So here we come again. I think they're going to get this third base. Yes, they are. Broodlings come up, get a couple hits off on the Reapers, but that's it. We are just, this is like a 1, 2, 3, 4 racks Reaper with double gas, 10 SCVs on the mineral line, and no expansion at all. This is like a crazy Reaper all in right now. Gonna head on back, see what they can kill. The Roach Ball is getting pretty scary though for EnderWiggin. KD8 charge again, boop. So they're not cloaked, you can see them, which means you can dodge them, which is nice. But here we come, gonna stoop around into the main base. Yep, jumping into the main base, trying to get around into this mineral line. This might be a trap for them. I don't know if they want to be back here. Yes they do actually. Roach is trying to head them off. KD8 charge is making this so difficult though. All of them being thrown into that mineral line. Workers are dying left and right. At this point, actually no drones have died though. That was a lie. Don't stand and fight against these Roaches. What are you doing? Ooh, KD8 charge actually does kill one of the Roaches. His body goes a-flying. There are only 3 Roaches left, but 10 are going to spawn here in just a minute. KD8 charge blows that Queen on back, going back behind this mineral line again. KD8 charge throwing these drones for the ride of their lives. They must not be happy about that at this point. Again, still no semblance of an expansion for CrAnK. Has enough money for it. Probably should be getting one, but having way too much fun with these Reapers to consider anything but continuing to make Reapers. So here we come again. Roaches, I think, are the right answer for Ender at this point. KD8 charge blowing a hole in the creep, which then does get healed up. Bloop, like nothing ever happened. Creep is very resilient that way. More and more and more Reapers just streaming on across the map, making more barracks even to keep up with this production. Finally taking an expansion. CrAnK must have heard me. Woo! So here we are sitting at the bottom of the ramp with these Reapers, not doing much of anything, which is kind of a waste of Reaper to be honest. But here we come. The Roach is trying to catch them off guard. Does kill one of them. That's pretty good, I guess. And that Roach ends up dead, pushing the rest of them back. This poor guy gets sniped down. No, he's still alive with 4 hit points. Should be dead, is not. Should be thanking his own lucky stars. Are Roaches he's or she's? I don't know. But actually making a lair. So under all of this pressure, Ender has actually been managing to get a lair. He's up 37 to 17 harvesters. Has a 77 to 30 supply lead over the Terran player. Again, this Roach Reaper battle is just continuing back and forth, getting a Reaper here and there, but kind of sacrificing Roaches to do it. So, maybe Mass Reaper might be viable. I don't know, but at this point, I mean, you look at the supply difference, you look at the worker difference. The longer this goes on, the worse it is for CrAnK, getting Burrow and Glial reconstitution. All right, so Burrow Roaches are what we're going to see here from Ender. Might be good to kind of try and catch these Reapers by surprise, maybe heal them up a little bit as well, because they are taking damage from the KD8 charge, as well as just from the Reapers themselves. 10 damage knocking back nearby units. Yep, that's exactly right. The Roaches are kind of pushing across the map here. They're kiting at this point. Pick up another Reaper. But more and more Roaches are being produced. Injects aren't fantastic, but considering the pressure Ender has been under at this point, I mean, it's just a surprise he's in this game at all, to be entirely honest. But here we come. Spire being researched as well. Burrow just about to finish. Glial reconstitution just about to finish. The Terran player is getting an orbital command on that second base here at the 9-minute mark, which is basically an eternity in Legacy of the Void. Getting a second base that late means you're doing something crazy for a long time. And in this case, he was. CrAnK has a lot of Reapers. So here we come. We're going to try to get into the main base. Yeah, just going to march right up here, take out these supply depots. Take out these barracks. The Reapers are heading home. They recognize what a bad sign this is for them. Supply depot is down. Burrow is actually completed. So KD8 charge knocks his own Reaper back. That was kind of an unfortunate play. Reaper ends up dead for his trouble. KD8 charge kind of blocking and blowing roaches back up into the main base for CrAnK, so that's also very entertaining. Getting into this production line, taking care of SCVs left and right, coming back as well to the natural to take down these workers as well. A couple mules mixed in at the same time, but roaches are everywhere. They get a surround on that, and that's it. CrAnK is defeated, EnderWiggin victorious, and Zerg has won this match. Whew! So insane ZVT there. A Mass Reaper strategy in Legacy of the Void, a little bit more viable than I would have thought if you told me about that before I started. So, pretty crazy stuff there. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Falcon Paladin with yet another daily Blizzard upload. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you heard and what you saw today. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook, all /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, you take care of yourself.